What is going on, people? It's the House of Wolves podcast. I'm your host, Deontay, with my friends Jalen and Josh, where we talk about video games. It is on the YouTube channel BCD Universe, and it's on all platform streaming devices, wherever you want to go to listen to your podcast. But welcome back. Thank you for listening, and we got some topics for you guys today. Before we get into the topics, y'all want to say hi, tell hi to the people. Let them know how y'all feeling.
Uh, yeah, I'm. I just got a little rain off. I'm feeling good, but not just one. But no, I'm straight, man. Just same old. Y'all heard me say the same thing. Make sure y'all send some blessings for me, some prayers. I need to do good on this final and stuff like that. So, but other than that, man, everything's smooth. I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah, same. School is back in session, and they got me going on campus now. So wish me luck.
Oh
Pray for me.
boy.
So yeah, you know they about to get us out there back in the real world.
Yeah, man. They was.
Hold on, y'all got the COVID-19 vaccine?
I'm planning on getting it. I ain't
I
getting
haven't
it
got
yet.
it yet.
Okay. He said back to campus. I thought of that COVID-19.
COVID-19. I'm finna die. COVID-19. Wait, I was like, yeah. My dad told me not to get it. My brothers told me not to get it.
Of course.
Sister's hesitant, and I was like, listen, it's a vaccine. I've had plenty of them before in my life, and I'm still okay. Yeah, my life expectancy is still to live till 89, so I don't really care. I'm not tripping. So leave me alone. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go to Nintendo Land, Nintendo World in Japan at some
Yeah.
point this year.
You gonna get
So
you gonna get hit with that Bell palsy, man. That boy
what?
gonna start speaking Russian. Boy,
Yeah.
yeah, Josh, I'm good. Vraku, baby.
My dad was telling me, "You ain't see that man? He got his whole tongue swollen." I was like, "I don't care about your horror stories, bro. I'm taking it. Leave me alone." But yeah, like yeah. So that's what I've been talking about. But I've been good too. I ain't been doing nothing. Just been working from home as usual. I don't know when they gonna send us back to the workplace, but at some point they got to. And yeah, it'd be fine then. I mean, I make my own schedule, so it's not like I'm pressed, but it's interesting to just be at home all the time. Very interesting. Uh, but yeah, let's get to these topics, people. Let's talk about these topics. I know we got some stuff for y'all. We got Xbox Live, their price hike, and then their immediate reversal. We're talking about Cyberpunk and their recent update for the all platforms essentially. And we're gonna talk about that Resident Evil Village demo called Maiden on the PS5 exclusively for now, and Final Fantasy VII rumors. So those are a few topics that we're going to get into. If we get into more, you're lucky. If we don't, well, it is what it is. But where do you want to start, guys? Where do you want to start?
uh, I guess we start at the top.
Yeah,
Nah,
Xbox Live. That's pretty hot right now. I don't know if Jalen been on the Twitter sphere, but that was number one trending.
I seen that.
Basically,
I think I did see something. Like I seen something. I think I seen the latter half of it because I ain't really been on the internet. And I think I did. Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. But basically, for the people that aren't aware, Xbox decided to go from 120. Well, sorry, they went from their 12 month cards they discontinued. Then they hiked up their 6 month Xbox Live card to $59.99. And so basically, sequentially, they basically raised the price to $120 per year versus $60 per year for Xbox Live. Got some
Dang.
really bad heat for that. And they reversed it, and they actually did something even more than we was expecting. But yeah, it was a really dumb move on their part. And I didn't understand it, and I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I was like, why would they do this to themselves? It's just bad press, and they don't have many games. So, what are they trying to prove here? That they have the superior online? They don't, because PlayStation is pretty substantially. It got substantially better over time. It's not the greatest, but it works. And plus, they give you the ability to play online games that are free to play for free. So they was already better, and they were cheaper now. So it didn't really make any sense outside of we want to sell more Game Pass subscriptions. And that's what my conclusion was. What did you think about it when you saw it, Josh? That headline.
Yeah, I mean, I think the what's going to happen for sure is they're going to just get rid of Xbox Live like subscription at some point, or try to do something with it. But everybody just expected them to like make it free and then keep Game Pass as the paid version, but instead they went the opposite way, where we're going to double the price of Xbox Live Gold. And if you want Xbox Live Gold, you're spending $120. If you don't want it, the best thing to do is just get Game Pass Ultimate, because it includes Gold and you get the subscription. So it's not like, I guess it was like a forceful move into like pushing people into like, if you compare the prices, just get Game Pass. Like, don't, it's not worth it for Xbox Live, so we gonna raise the price to show you that it's not worth it. But I mean, ultimately, I don't personally see the point of just keeping Gold at this point. Like, you know, just for extra couple bucks a month, you probably can get, well, now that they lowered the price, you know, it's still cheaper, but like you get better benefit with Game Pass. And like, this is just Microsoft trying to force people over to make that switch so that they can go ahead and get rid of Xbox Live at some point.
Yeah.
How much is Game Pass?
It is $10 on its
Well,
own
yeah,
for Game
$10 on its
Pass.
own, and
15.
$15,
Mm-hmm.
it including the highest tier of Game Pass, which includes the EA thing,
Mm-hmm.
so you can play EA games, and Xbox Live Gold
Right, and
for
then they give
15
you the
bucks.
PC stuff, and then you can stream games to your phone. So they give you like three or four different extra things that come with Ultimate. That makes it worth it, but it seems as if they're obviously currently losing money on this deal, and they're trying to figure out how to get people that's already on Gold subscription over to Game Pass subscription, because they substantially raised their increase in their like subscription base, and they liking that, but I guess it wasn't happening fast enough, so they decided to do something very stupid during the pandemic, which is raise prices and make it where people couldn't even play their own Xbox games if they didn't pay $120 a month, a year, which is kind of ridiculous. So especially when you ain't got no exclusives. So that was my real sticking point. I was like, okay, you guys should have did this once Bethesda started going on their run. Then I would have did this if you're going to raise the price regardless. But they reversed it, which was a good idea. They reversed it 12 hours later. And they basically said, we're sorry, we shouldn't have did this. It was a bad move. And then they said, we're going to go above that, and we're going to also bring ourselves in line with Nintendo and Sony, which surprisingly they was doing better at this. I didn't have no idea about this actually, because I always have a subscription, so that you could play free games like Apex Legends, Warzone, and things like that on their consoles without actually having to have PlayStation Plus or Nintendo. Well, obviously Nintendo don't have that many games, but they had certain games. So they had like Fortnite, you could play that for free without having to have Nintendo Switch Online, stuff like that. So they're going to bring that games in more in line with how everybody else is doing it, on top of keeping that price the same. So it was like bad PR for no reason. Then they had, okay, something good came from it, but at the same time, y'all tried to get away with something that was a little greasy. So I don't know how I feel about them. I was like, yeah, what was the point of this? Like, I don't really understand. I'm glad you reversed it. I'm glad you realized it was a mistake, and you're on the goodwill of the community, and then all of a sudden you want to pull something like this. Makes zero sense to me. But as long as they reverse course and they apologize for it, I'll never trust a company 100% ever. But at least they understand that it was a mistake and they fixed it. versus just doing something and keeping it that way, like raising the price of games to $70 for no reason, because you're already ripping us apart with microtransactions, and the games are way more than what they used to be in regards to if you want all the content or whatever. So I don't really see the price of raising to $10, but I do get the point of these games are getting more expensive, and maybe having a guaranteed underlining price would be better than nothing, and not having that extra $10 everybody want to pay for. But that's where you make your game good and you make it worth coming back to. So, if anything, it just made me realize that they can make a stupid mistake and they can fix it fast. It's a good thing they did that. Good thing it wasn't a hardware decision, like always online or something like that. It wasn't nothing that they couldn't reverse quickly, but it's pretty embarrassing to do this anyway. So that's my spiel on it.
The other thing that I thought of is like, why? Well, one, why would they do that and not offer anything? Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft knows that like doubling the price and not making a better service, people are they're just not gonna accept that. So I don't know what prompted them to do that. And I was curious if just in general online prices are gonna increase. Like maybe not like right now, but by the end of the generation, maybe Sony and Microsoft have raise their price. Because I think maybe a couple years ago, Sony raised the price of PlayStation Plus.
It was 40. It was 40 or $49.99. Now it's 60. Will be in line with Xbox.
Yeah, so I feel like over the next couple years they might start like inching it up a couple dollars every couple years.
Yeah, I mean it comes with a lot of good stuff, but it doesn't come enough with things where on PC people play online for free and it never change. They always be able to play online for free. So it's like you're coming more and more in line with a PC, and then all of a sudden you raise the price on our online services. Like, come on, man, you can't do that unless you're really gonna benefit. That Xbox Live Gold subscription is going to become a benefit for everybody. Like something substantial had to come along with that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make any sense, and the reason was that we are they didn't have a reason. It was just talk. So it was kind of ridiculous, but I'm glad that they kind of reversed course, fixed their actions, and now we have a better even online experience now than we used to. From their mistake, and they kind of went above and beyond to kind of make it right, even though they didn't want us to cause the problem in the first place.
Yeah, I don't really know why they, like Josh said, like I feel like it was just a double whammy, like that y'all like mentioned. It's like, okay, y'all want to get rid of the 12 months, and y'all want to make, because obviously the more incremental you buy them, the more it costs. Like you pay $10 a month for 1 month, or if it's a 6 or 3 months, I think they like 25. So the more incremental, they cost more. But for them to get rid of an increment and then make a 6 month cost way more, like I feel like they could at least just be like, all right, we doing away with the 12, but we just finna make it like the 6 months they like $35 or something, or just kind of
keep the price,
inch it up just a little bit. But they like, hey, what y'all paying for 12 months, y'all finna pay that for 6 months, and it ain't no more 12 months. How about that? Like,
it was
like
very
that's extreme.
Yeah, a $60 price increase for something that didn't change much. Like they didn't say, no, we're going to be giving 8 games away a month, or we're going to be doing this a month, or we're going to be doing this. They didn't announce anything with the price hike. So how did you think that was gonna go over? Like, for real?
Yeah.
Nothing.
They woke up like this. They was like, hey, I think I'm finna raise this Xbox Live price, bro. What y'all think? They was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it was more so for the Game Pass, but luckily
they got that Indiana Jones, and they went to that head.
Yeah, man, they was like, well, we got our Uncharted now, boys. So we gotta start racking up them. I'm like, let the game come out first, and make sure it get a 10 out of 10, because if it's a 7 or 8, you still got basic games. You gotta have something, substantial to happen. Really, you gotta have at least good four good bangers back to back to then start playing with the Sony money. Like, you can't be doing all that for one game or whatever. I already know Medium ain't gonna be no top seller, so you already gotta have some games that kind of set the temperature. And yeah, I think both of them are really lacking in that. I mean, Demon Souls and Spider Man was okay games. It was not like they were the best, and they're not like they're must plays. But some sooner or later they're gonna have those with the God of War. They're gonna have that with Horizon, in my opinion. I don't like, a lot of people don't like Horizon, but I like Horizon, so that's gonna be one of mine. So till you start dropping them, then you raise the price. Don't do it before. You do it before
Like
everybody.
people don't like Horizon.
Some people don't like her.
Well,
They
I
think
haven't
she
finished it.
don't like a character, like as a character. Yeah.
Well, I don't have a problem with Aloy. She's straight. I just didn't finish the game, so I think some people just hate on it because obviously, like, it's a girl protagonist and stuff like that. But it's a decent game. But overall, it's a good franchise that gets people's attention.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. Yeah.
That's what I mean, kind of. It's like that. It's going to get people's attention. Final Fantasy 16 is going to get people's attention, and it's going to be on there for a while. So, those type of games. So they got to start showing those off, and then they can talk that big talk. But right now, y'all just spending money and no results yet. So simmer down, buddy. But
Record too.
Record 2 about to slap hard, ain't it?
Glitch free this time.
Glitch free. Did you play that game? You ain't even play that game.
Nah, you was just talking about how bad it was.
Yeah, man, that game was.
This man going
I
crazy
played
about
it.
this game.
I played it like 2 months ago.
Did you like it?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I told you. I fought the first boss. The door didn't open after I beat the boss, so I cut the game off and deleted it.
Man, they was
Bro,
like, we finally got some Japanese people. That's why I'm talking about Xbox people, their community, which we got to talk about as well. They don't enjoy Japanese games, and it's really annoying to me. It's like they don't think outside of freaking Halo, Gears, and Forza for me. It's like they don't care about nothing else, and it's very irritating. So stuff that come out that could be championed, they not going to champion it, and it's really annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
Even like smaller indie games, nobody cares about Ori, but Ori is a really good game, and nobody care about it because they're not gonna champion it. All they're gonna champion is again, Gears, shooters, racing games. I'm like, bro, y'all really need to diversify. PlayStation know how to diversify their player base, gonna champion certain games that really people enjoy, and it's gonna get more people that really wouldn't play it involved because they champion those games. So I really can't stand that thing about them.
And consistency, like Xbox, throughout the whole Xbox One generation, they might have had a couple good games, but if it's like one every 2 years, every 3 years, that's like good, that's not enough because now Sony's coming out, they got 2 hits every year, and like, they're gonna dominate all the awards and stuff like that. So it's like y'all still playing catch up every couple years, and Sony's knocking them out back to back.
back to freaking back, bro. They should have got Respawn. That would have been another shooter and everything. At least people would be like, oh, we got to go to that platform for the shooters. They should have bought Respawn.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they took an L. They took a big L with that one. And they let EA crummy hands get over it. Crumsters. And they should have bought Bungie back. They should have just bought them back. Even though Bungie right now sucks, in the opinion of like the masses, because of that one game that everybody loves to hate but loves to play at the same time.
They'd still be looking for whatever Bungie do next.
Yeah, they're going to look for whatever Bungie do next, and they could have kept them in their realms. They probably tried to, but, Bungie like, nah, we ain't going for that no more. Nah, we in the big leagues now, player. We already good. We got our IP now. We don't need you. Like, little do they know, that's everybody's quitting that game because of stasis, so they need to figure something out too. But
for real,
yeah, man, that stasis junk trash. It's so trash. You just freeze. Like who wants to play that? It's not fun to play, and then you're not getting outplayed. You're just being frozen. it's like it was a level of fluidity to all the other stuff because you can like at least get away from it. But the fluidity stops when you get frozen and you have no way of, and somebody come around a corner and they just shoot you, and it's like,
And
the
remember, they
time
nerfed the game hard for like stuff that track you. Like they nerfed axiom bolts because people didn't like having to run
run. Yeah,
away. They wanted it break up the flow of the game, and now this every single stasis ability break
breaks
up the
the
flow of the
flow of the
game.
game.
They thought that junk was gonna be heat.
They really thought it
That
was
junk's
gonna be
stupid.
heat, bro, and it's like boo boo sauce. I'm like, I don't even know why y'all brought this in here. I don't even use it because I'm just like, it's so whack. I'm like, I don't want to use it because it's just whack. Like I don't want to start. I don't even want to learn them tactics because they trash. Them are trash tactics. Throw a grenade and then come down smashing. That's a trash tactic. Um, and I have to play different now. I mean, I've been using scout rifles and things like that to stay long range because people, if you try to run around with shotgun last word, most of the time you're going to be in their range of shadow driving and all the other crap and berserking around the block for 2 hours because they super never run out. So it's just like the game is annoying right now, but I still bust heads. I mean that's just me though, but it's annoying.
Man, they sorry in that game, bro. They be letting me go in there and scrape them jokers. I'm like, man, y'all sorry.
Man, they just had to put us in the right pool, man. They was giving us our what's the name, and then that
One team
adjustment
came and
came
scraped
through.
us. Yeah, they
That
put us in a
adjustment
blender.
came through. They said they put it in the blender. Don't worry about it
Man,
though. Don't worry about it though. Looking like
I had us in the
Montel
trenches.
beside though.
I had moments like my toes on the side.
It's alright though. Next thing we wanted to talk about was the Cyberpunk update. Um, I had good stuff to say about it until somebody started reporting that they can catch a break. If somebody started reporting that it's game breaking bug in there that's like deleting saves. I was like, oh shoot. Apparently on some type of on a certain mission, you have the ability to corrupt your save and it deletes everything and you can't get it back. But it hasn't happened to me. It's been pretty stable. My clothes no longer disappear and reappear as I get on bikes, which is great. Um, I've seen less T-stancing. I have seen less glitches. My car did still fall into the world as I was playing it for like the good hour and a half that I was playing it. It fell into the world once, but it's been pretty stable. At least from normal use. The fluidity on I did recently get VRR, so the fluidity on the 60 frames per second is becoming more viable. It's starting to look just as good as the regular version at 4K 30. So the fluidity is really nice to see. I switched back to that one because I wanted to do some combat stuff, and it feels good. So I'm assuming that it's a little bit more stable when it comes to the frame rate. I'm not sure if that's just the VRR helping it out, but I'm pretty sure it's like a combination of both. Have you played it since the update, Josh? I think it was on the 22nd, so it wasn't that long ago.
No, I haven't played the new update because I finished all the missions, so
Yeah,
I'm basically just waiting.
yeah,
But yeah, I was gonna wait until see how good it gets after a couple patches.
do you plan on waiting until after the next gen update to play the new DLC, or are you gonna play the DLC as it come out?
I guess it depends when it come out, but I plan on playing it as it comes out.
Gotcha.
Unless there's something wrong with it. But yeah, I was gonna play it as it comes out.
Yeah,
Because I mean, right now, like you said, it's getting better, and I didn't have any game breaking glitches. So
right.
as long as like I don't encounter anything or it doesn't get worse, then it should be in like a good state to just hop back in and play whenever.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's why I was playing it as, and it was just fine. So, again, I did fall through the floor one time, but not me personally, but the car, which is weird, but
Yeah.
it happens.
Hey,
Honestly,
my friend posted something. He was like, He was like 30 minutes into Cyberpunk update. They had two people hitting T stances, like phasing through a couch. I was just like, man, I never understand. Brian played the game, but damn.
Yeah,
Man, it
man.
looked bad, especially like if you look on the internet, people blowing that game up. But it's
Yeah, it's not
it's
that
not that
terrible.
bad. Like honestly, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla like the last week, and they on patch like 1.6, 1.7 or something like that. And that game is garbage when it comes to glitches. Like it's worse than
Bro.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
Like
I was just playing that too, and I just saw some weird stuff happening. I was like, bro,
NPCs walking in the air,
yeah,
walking on
man.
top of buildings, boats floating through the air. I was
And
fighting a boss today,
mhm,
and when you get the boss to like 30%, you got to run over and press like R3 to do like a quick time event.
mhm.
And every time I would do it, I'll press R3. My character would launch all the way up in the air, hit the skybox, and die. And I had to reload it and fight the boss again. and the main thing that bugs me is the dialogue is broken. So whenever you talk to somebody, like your character, like they'll speak, their lips and stuff, they'll move and they'll animate. But the person that you talk to, sometimes they just don't animate. So you'll hear their voice, but their lips and face don't move. And like when they start their next line, then it fixes itself. But that happens like literally every conversation. So somebody they be stabbed and on the ground dying, and they talking to you, but their face not moving. And this happens consistently. Whereas like Cyberpunk, maybe that happened like once every couple missions, and you just reload the mission and it fixes itself. But
Yeah,
this game it's actually detrimental to the game.
I went back in after the patch. I was like, dang, this is a 17 gig patch. Let me see what it's about. I saw a glitch like 30 minutes in, which I saw a glitch
Mm,
Cyberpunk 30 minutes in, but I know what to expect from Cyberpunk, and I didn't know what to expect from Assassin. I thought they were gonna kind of iron that stuff out because at first I wasn't finding anything, and then I just kept running into everything really. And sometimes my sound wouldn't play, and I'd be like, "Where's the soundtrack?" Or like it would cause me like um I think the only thing I ran into was the soundtrack not working, and then my hits kind of floating and not registering properly. And then I was fighting a boss, and he wouldn't his hits. Sometimes I would just phase through them, and I was like, "Oh, he definitely hit me," but it didn't register. So I mean, I was fine with that because those bugs helped me, but it was definitely like, oh, because I couldn't capture like the dodge movement. I was like, I feel like I'm not dodging properly, but I feel like I'm going to like I'm missing the mark or whatever. But
Mhm.
apparently I wasn't. So, or at least that's what the game thought. Uh, but yeah, I mean, games going to have bugs. The significant amount of bugs that kind of breaks the immersion is the problem. I didn't run into a lot of T stancing people. I didn't. The biggest bug I saw again in that game was my clothes disappearing, which was very strange. The clothes would disappear often, and I'd be like, "Where did my clothes go?" And I'd just be stuck there with my penis just hanging out, and it was weird. And then mostly that one where he would undress and redress his body as he got on the bike, and the animation like continued. You would see that happening, but that stuff got fixed. But not saying that the Cyberpunk is a great bug free game anymore. I was saying that it at least ran stable for me on the Xbox Series X. Um, until I heard about that patch that kind of game breaks the bug. I was like, they can't catch a break. So now they're going to probably focus their efforts on trying to figure out why that is. Because at first, they were overblowing the save files, and the save files were getting corrupted if you were doing a duplication glitch and you were having too many items in your inventory. And now this is the game breaking bug. And they just can't stop getting these game breaking bugs. But they'll figure it out. At least they apologized, but they definitely knew that game was in a sorry state when they released it. So they can't lie and deny that. It was a sorry state. They knew it. Regardless of what they thought, they should have delayed the Xbox One and the PS4 version, but that's the biggest market, so they couldn't do that. But they should have delayed it. Um, but yeah, Cyberpunk is at least getting updated, and we're staying fresh on that.
Yeah.
Next thing I kind of wanted to touch on, uh, was that Resident Evil, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do the bulk of this because I don't know if you saw it or not, Josh or Jalen, but it was fire. It was pretty good actually. It looked
Mm.
really good. You didn't have no combat, no combat. It just looked really nice to play, and it was scary as all get up as usual. It was worth the little, what like it was like 15-20 minute demo, but
Yeah.
it was definitely got me in the mood to play another Resident Evil. Got me in the mood to go get scared. It got me in the mood to just figure out what's going on in this environment. You know, you got a little glimpse of the village. You got a glimpse of the mansion. The mansion is super creepy. A lot of puzzle elements, and the bosses and the enemies. I'm like, the lady of the house, bro. She a real brawny. I kept hearing tall and big boobs, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what she is. She was like, like, what is this? This basketball player coming at me because she was towering me, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, man, this is the lady I gotta keep running from, and then her witch daughters and whatever. But I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me was at least the environmental elements that they did. They kind of gave us an idea what they do. If you're unaware, if you haven't played the Maiden demo, they are vampires, looks like, and they're kind of winery. They kind of have a winery as well, but they what they're using. They ain't using no grapes. They using humans, people. Uh, but yeah, it just put me in the element of listening and seeing what they story about, and how what my man's gonna be trying to do. Is he probably trying to save his daughter at this point. But it's the same guy from Resident Evil 7, and yeah, I'm just ready to play it. It seems very interesting.
Yeah.
And
And it come out pretty soon.
Yeah, it does. That in Deathloop come out like a week later actually. I really want to play Deathloop 2, so I'm gonna have to hurry up and beat that game. But it's pretty scary. I was like, Karina, come in here real quick and just sit down. She was like, why? Is this really going to help you? I don't want to look at it. I was like, just come sit down. Because it was a little too, I was getting a little too paranoid. I was sitting up in here playing that by myself, and I was just like, yeah, I can't play this with the headphones in. So I took the headphones out, and I was like, man, it's a little too dark in here. So I turned the light on. Then it's like, man, this guy is still creepy. Karina, come sit with me. So, yeah, I'm ready to play that game, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting, story wise, and I think it's going to be interesting to get mechanic wise, and it runs at it looked like a pretty native 4K 60, so they always kind of have really good engines that pretty optimized pretty well, so it looks cool. So I'm ready to play it, and I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah. From what I've seen of it, like I watched the trailers and stuff that they came out with. It looks interesting. Like you said, the castle and the village. I like the enemy designs, like the bloodborne enemies.
Yeah, definitely.
Like werewolf people
huge
and
bloodborne vibe.
stuff like that. It definitely more than like 7, where they would just like tar people.
Yeah.
I don't really like first person Resident Evil. Like, if it's good, I'll play it, but I'm waiting for like, RE4 remake or another third person game just cuz I enjoy that combat more, but yeah, the first person games are definitely scarier.
Yes, they are definitely more immersive and scarier. That I can agree on that. It just feel like you there, and it's just like, bruh, this is creepy. And they did a really good job with the graphics. So it looked like it looked like it was a bunch of photos as you're walking through the castle. It really did. It just looked like it was. It really looked really good. Like they took their time. The HDR was on point. It was like the dark levels was dark. like for real. That was like I was looking at that like, okay, this is next gen because Demon Souls ain't do it for me. Spider-Man ain't really do it for me. Resident Evil Maiden demo did it for me. Like that that definitely made me feel like, okay, this is next generation. Even though it's still coming out, which hopefully it don't have another Cyberpunk situation. It's still coming out for the PS4 and the Xbox One. So, but it really looks really really good.
Yeah, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, man. You know, PlayStation's stuck their little crummy claws in it, so Xbox people can't play it. It's like I don't know. I still don't understand that stuff anymore. I really don't. I mean, y'all have enough exclusives, but I get it. Y'all continue to beat that horse, and y'all want to spend money to help people feel like y'all are a better platform. I'm all for it because I own it. But it's just like a demo. Come on now, what y'all need that for? But I get it. I mean, to an extent, I suppose it's a sell tactic. It's a marketing tactic.
Yeah, demos, especially like betas, it's just marketing. Like,
Yeah.
pre-order so you can hop on PlayStation and play Call of Duty 2 weeks earlier than Xbox people. There's no
Yeah.
reason to do it other than, marketing.
True.
And I think I was just linking it up. I don't know what PlayStation doing, but Xbox has a couple Resident Evil games on Games with Gold next month.
Yeah.
So
Didn't they have like
they got Resident Evil 1 HD. I think there's another one like 5 or 7, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, you already know I really enjoyed the Resident Evil series, so this is just a continuation of ready to see Fat Chris. See what he all about. But yeah, it seemed good, and I think I had a good time with it. And some of the characters they were showing off as well, like the merchant, he looked pretty interesting to talk to. I was like, why he's so big though? But whatever. I mean, that's what they wanted to do. But as long as they give me some of those, quotables, from the what are you buying, what are you selling? I think it'd be good times. Even though I'd be scared to play that game, but I'm gonna play it. I beat Resident Evil 7. I think I made Karina watch me play that too.
Did you finish 2?
To finish 2, yes. I didn't finish. I didn't play 3. I didn't play Resident Evil HD, and I played 4, 5, 6, which I didn't like 6. But yeah, I think I didn't play Resident Evil 1 though. I don't like that type of combat, to be honest. It's slow. It's too slow for me. Resident Evil 2 did a good job.
HD, they fixed it because you got 2 control schemes where you can just move normal without the weird controls.
I know, but I'm talking about the way they kind of how the camera sits. It's not behind you. It's like on top of you.
Oh, you mean the fixed camera?
Yeah,
the Devil May Cry camera?
Yeah, I like the fixed camera. I ain't like it in Devil May Cry. That's why I don't play 2 or 1. I only play 3.
Or 4.
4 wasn't. 4 was kind of it came down to you. 4 was different.
It zoomed in closer.
It came
but it was
down,
still a fixed camera.
But it was still that fixed aspect when you were like navigating. But once the combat kind of started, it shifted its camera control like a little bit, and you could still kind of move the camera freely and like turn it. It was fixed, but it was fixed in a way that made me feel like nausea or whatever. So, yeah, I agree though. Devil May Cry 4 had some pretty fun combat because of the ability to grab and come closer to people and bring them closer, and with his devil hand. That's what I call it. But yeah, Capcom doing Capcom things. I wish they would have made Resident Evil 3 good, because I think it was on sale for like $20, and I was like, nope, still not cheap enough. It's like, I need that mod to be $7.99, and then I play it. I get it for the
Man,
seven for the Big Mac meal. I pay a Big Mac meal for you.
man. Finesses, man. Run a couple finesses real quick to get what you need.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose. I just like I ain't gonna have no time for. I've been running through a lot of games lately. I'm almost done with Days Gone. Um, it's okay. It's not like it's great, but it's okay game. I still ain't went back to play Demon Souls, and I started playing Assassin's Creed again. I'm like on the second world of Immortals, but I just haven't felt like playing a open world game lately. I just been feeling like playing regular like linear and Days Gone is open world, but you know how them open worlds be where it's like it's not that much to do in the world outside of the story, so it don't feel as as grand as Immortals or even as grand as like as Assassin's Creed or as grand as Immortals, even though that's on a smaller scale. So I can run through that and get it done pretty quickly. I don't feel like playing Neo 2 because that's just a headache. But yeah, I'm gonna get some games. I'm gonna get some games out of here. Gotta get some out of here, man. I got too many not to be playing as of now.
And you say this every time, and you finna cop 3 more games and V1
I haven't
and
bought
cop
any
3
more
more.
games. Only thing I bought was Bioshock, and I actually beat Bioshock. I beat Bioshock not too long ago, like 2 days ago.
Yeah, you bought Bioshock after all this time that game been out.
Yeah, I bought the HD collection. It was like $10 on PlayStation. I beat
Man,
Bioshock 1. I started Bioshock 2. I already beat Infinite before, but I'm gonna play it again anyway. But I
man,
haven't
you need
played
to
them.
beat them PS2 games you got, them Vita
Man,
games you
stop
got,
it.
and you still gotta
Look
beat
at this guy. He want me
Sekiro.
to he want me to go back to the PS2 games. Like, let me get through the catalog. Let me pick and choose what I want to play. Then we get there. But every
Man, did you
game,
beat Xenoblade or Fight for New York?
I ain't beat no Xenoblade or Fight for New York. I ain't beat Xenoblade yet. I went heavy on that game for like the first 4 days, and then I was just like, I don't want to play more of the same of this. And then but I wanted to play the story, but I don't want to play more of the same of what I was playing. I was like, it got me to a wall where I had to grind, just like Final Fantasy X, and I was just like, it's not worth it. And luckily, I still beat 10, and that was 105 hours, but I just don't have
You felt like 10 made you grind?
yes, multiple times.
Well, remember he didn't know he didn't know how to control.
Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that. But yeah, we
Man,
definitely it definitely was difficult, and I had to grind multiple times. I was like, bro, these boys is KOing me. I don't know how to keep. And I was like, they have no guard. Where's the guard button? Like they have no block or whatever like to keep the stamina. He like keep people from getting hurt. So like I said, I was playing that game on hard mode for no reason. I was being an idiot, but I didn't know that was a thing that you could do. Maybe I should have looked up tips and tricks, but I went away from it and came back after a while, and I don't know. Maybe I just didn't pick up on everything they taught me in the beginning, because I'm pretty sure I knew that, and then I did forgot it. But maybe I just didn't know. I don't know. But yeah,
that's funny, man.
it was a goofball mistake, but Final Fantasy X made me grind like twice. When I fight in Seymour, when I fought Seymour the third time, and when I fought what's his name, the last boss.
Alaska?
Mm,
Oh, Sin.
Sin, yes.
Jack and Sin, yeah.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah. So I had to grind on those 2-3 areas, and
Tough Jack.
I was annoyed because I was like, I don't know how to determine when they gonna hit me, so I gotta figure out how a way to grunt through it, and that's when I started doing stacks with old girl, and she was running through them, so it wasn't like too much grinding, but I did have to get her up there so that she can do that, and I was like, I know people didn't have to play it like this, so what they do, but
Ether Holy. He wakes her holy.
yeah, I mean, I could have did that, but it was just like Holy was a one target hit, and it wasn't like she had enough. And mine's was still at 83 per Holy, and I don't know how to get it to like lower it where it wasn't 83 MP every time she did it, and she only had like 215 or 243. So I was like, I only can get 2 Holies out this girl. What am I gonna do after that? So it wasn't a good strategy for me. I think I saw somebody using it, and it was like, oh, like 53. How you get to 53? Like, I don't know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
It was I wasn't readily equipped, so I had to have my man's with the Wakiku, whatever his name is. He was throwing the ball, smacking them boys. I had to get him strong enough to smack them boys for 6K. And he was smacking them, so that's how I beat him.
I spam in haste on that game, bro. Every time, they little idle stance, man, there's and that mug like this on speed, just.
I know, but
I can't stay still.
Yeah. Boys, yeah, they stay hasting. I got to Hastaga or Hastaga where you can give it to everybody, but it was still annoying. Speaking of Final Fantasy, we can switch to that one. The Final Fantasy VII rumors.
I think you're on your mic a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I was like, what's that noise? All right, can y'all still hear it? Or it's good?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, this thing is annoying me. Come on, player. It's more. All right. It should be good now. All right. Final Fantasy VII rumors. What y'all thinking, man? I mean, they got trademarks out there. The trademark. Oh, because Jalen didn't know. They basically did some trademarks for in Canada, in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
Where they put like for Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. So I'm assuming that's what they're gonna name the next one.
Or they trademarked Ever Crisis.
Oh yeah, Ever Crisis.
The first soldier.
Yeah. So it might be Final Fantasy VII Remake First Soldier. Something like that. I don't know.
And the only significance about it is like First Soldier is Sephiroth because he's I think the first soldier. And Ever Crisis could mean anything really. But the other games were called something similar, like Before Crisis and Crisis Core. So Ever Crisis most likely should be a side story or a story that like takes place before or after the main Final Fantasy game. Most likely it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a side story that tries to incorporate the other stuff into the remake. So if they want to bring back characters from Crisis Core or Before Crisis and get them introduced into the remake world. That way, whenever Part 2 comes out, you already know who they are or something.
So you don't think it's like the next game is gonna be like an interim?
I mean, it could be, but
Nah, I think Square Enix will do exactly what you just said, and they will make you pay for something extra, maybe $40, maybe $30, and they say, "Hey, I need to know this. Y'all need to play this." And
I feel like the only reason they would trademark that is because it's something extra, and they like to do extra.
Oh boy! So,
I mean, the best case scenario is they condensing all that extra homework into one game or one whatever, one DLC pack.
When is Square Enix gonna grow up? That's my question. Their children.
Microsoft stopped doubling their prices.
Whatever, dude.
They're gonna pack in the Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 demo if you are about it.
Dog, they definitely gonna do that. Isn't that what 15? 15 came with what? What did 15 come with?
Kingdom Hearts 2.8 came with not a demo, but it was just obviously like the prequel to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think something similar
Type
to
0?
15. Yeah, buy Type Zero, you get the 15 demo.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember y'all talking about it, and then they finally released it for the public, but I was like, yeah. I remember Jalen being excited about that combat. I was like, bro, that combat trash, bro.
Man.
I was like, that man stiffer than those Louis Vuitton boots. stiff man in a
They want to
Louis.
increase them mugs.
He's like, let you get the red bottoms. You got to get. I'm like, bro, how much I pay for the red bottoms, bro? I was
That's
like,
what I wanted to know.
bro, that junk was like, they spent so much time on making them look emo, they forgot how to make a game.
Yeah, it was dark too. What they came out with a demo.
Yeah, man.
Like it was like the coat, like it was like a bad filter over it.
Yeah, man. I don't know what they was thinking with that one, but Final Fantasy being Final Fantasy things as usual, people. Yeah, I really hope they don't go too crazy, but due to the reception that they received in the almost game of the year, I think Square Enix gonna Square Enix, and it's gonna be real annoying for me. And if I want to follow the story, at least.
Probably. I know. If they got Zach in them, I'm gonna buy it.
Is Zach his dad, right, or the other guy?
Nephew. Not just far.
Is it a spoiler? Oh my god.
I mean, do you want to know? He's not his dad. They
man.
around the same age.
Nah, I guess I won't know. This game, oh my god, this game is annoying. It shouldn't have so much stuff around it already. It's like,
it wouldn't be no Cloud if one for Zach.
This nigga was a sperm donor. Alright, well. Sperm donor confirmed, y'all. Sperm donor confirmed. I run with that one. But yeah, I mean, I ain't really got much else to talk about. What have y'all been seeing out there in the Twitter sphere? I seen I was so mad I missed it. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker in the DLC was was like it was like $5, and they was like you buy the DLC but they give you the whole package. I was like, shoot, I bought one. I got the DLC. I was like, they fixed it. Walmart fixed it on me. I was like, man, I wanted to definitely play that DLC for Go Up to Toad Treasure Tracker. So I was disappointed in that. Yeah, man, I wanted to play that DLC. See what they had. Was y'all getting Bowser Fury? I really want to play Bowser Fury, but I don't want to pay $60 for Mario World because I don't care about Mario World.
Nah. I did everything else in that game, and Bowser's Fury is I feel like it's gonna be a small portion of the game, not just like the whole new
what
expansion.
If that small portion is really good?
I mean, I like 3D World. I know Jalen hate that game, but 3D World is a fun game.
3D World,
3D World, not that bad. It was I ain't like 3D Land.
You ain't like 3D Land?
That was the one I was on the
That's the one that came out first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I ain't really like that one. I had 3D World. I like 3D World. I mean, it wasn't like the coldest and stuff like that, but it was a cool game to play. I mean, I definitely enjoyed playing it. It is easy and stuff like that, which I ain't really, but it was, it was cool.
Yeah, I just don't see myself playing through it again right now, so I'm gonna skip Bowser's Fury for now.
Yeah, I wish they would have sold it on his own because I paid $20 to play Bowser Fury, but I really don't care about playing 3D World at all. Like, I get annoyed because I don't like playing that game because Karina loves it and she's not really good at it. So I'm like, you losing all our lives. I'm like, how we gonna get through this level? And then we always end up having to fall back on our raccoon suits. I'm just like, man, this is for the trash folks. But it's 3D World was fine. I really enjoyed my time. At least I played with Karina because she actually really enjoyed it. But outside of that, I was like, you can miss me with this. I really don't care about getting to the finish line and just beating the world. I want to kind of explore and get that feeling of exploration back, like Galaxy or Odyssey. But I want to see what Bowser Fury is all about, but and play with Bowser Jr. See what he can do. But I'm not finna pay no $60 to just play that. So it's a wrap. But just seeing if y'all was gonna be gullible enough to purchase. And then those Nintendo tactics. Let's add on some DLC and put it out there. Let's see what the people want. But
I'm finna cop, not just one.
What else Nintendo got coming out they camp soon?
The only thing soon is Monster Hunter and Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap. I was like, they just might get me when they was showing off the mega Pokemon. I was like, bro, I'm trying to see them boys up close. But I'm not gonna pay for that either, dude. Unless that gave $30, I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying $6 to take pictures. But that's like the most relaxing game I ever played in my life. Because I remember just going in that game, riding on that little treadmill or whatever it was, and just taking pictures of Snorlax and taking pictures of like Polygon, and like I was having so much fun with that game. And I was like, you do nothing. You just sit there and take pictures. But it was like the stuff that happens when you take the pictures or like after you take the pictures, and like finding like the little stuff that happens after, like
it's like a little amusement
Easter egg hunt. Yeah, it was real fun that way.
It looked good. People was clowning Nintendo Game Freak because it's not made by Game Freak. It's made by Bandai Namco, so that's why the graphics are better.
Oh. Gotcha. Yeah, it did look good, and I was like, man, they just might get me, but nah, it ain't gonna never go on sale, so I ain't gonna never play it. But it looked interesting enough, at least. That's something I was interested in seeing. What else? I'm looking forward to Medium. That's coming out on the Xbox camp pretty soon here. And I'm looking forward to it, but I know the world ain't looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna really play that game, but hopefully it has a decent story. It's not gonna be combat heavy. It's gonna be puzzle heavy and just trying to stay alive. I don't tend to like those type of games. That's why I didn't beat Alien Isolation, because it was just so much more hiding than it was actually fighting.
Yeah.
But we'll see if it got enough of spin on it. If the puzzles are interesting, if the characters that she introduced to, and like, cause it seemed like she's gonna be talking to demons and like ghosts, but they're gonna be like friendly to her. They're not gonna be like trying to kill her. Most of them anyway. So let's see their stories, see what they got to offer. If it's interesting, I'll continue to play. If it's not, I stop playing it.
Hopefully it's good. I've been trying to play different games other than first-person shooters because I finished Doom Eternal and I needed a break from first-person games. Like, it was fun, but they added like 20 more mechanics than you needed, and that game made me tired after that.
Yeah.
And double jump, triple jump, dash here, hook this person.
Hey, you was trying. You pretty much was playing. You was playing Mario. You didn't even realize it. Like, that game got way too many types of traversal things for it not to have a wall run. Like, come on. I was like, nah.
And
I need a wall run.
I feel like the climax of the game is just too long because I did the last 3 levels in the same day, and I was like, I just did like 200 fights, and that was way too much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but Doom is like, it's still like, I'll play it, but I won't finish it ever. I haven't finished Doom or Doom Eternal.
Oh man,
yeah.
Doom, it don't get that crazy, but like, have you got to the part where you fight the Marauder?
Nah, everybody hates the Marauder, or loves the Marauder, or hates it. It's like a love-hate relationship I hear about the Marauder.
Yeah, they just real good, and you can't just like quickly kill them. You gotta play a different way. It's like you gotta get around their defenses.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, like, you fight one, and they're difficult, and then you fight a whole bunch of enemies plus one Marauder, and that's a whole headache because you can't focus on the other enemies because this your antagonist or uh I guess it's like if you fight yourself in like another game like your main character and this person got the same powers as you, so now it's a headache because they can do exactly what you can do.
Oh, gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, it keep it challenging, but Doom has already been challenging for me. Just trying to fight the regular enemies, so I'm pretty sure Marauder will be more of a headache than a fun challenge because I hated trying to figure out how to kill all the Doom enemies without, running out of ammo or constantly having to, bust a head or it was just a lot. So Doom, it's fun and it's interesting gameplay and it keeps you on your feet and it makes you, get in their faces and I enjoy it for that. But I just can't continuously do that with no story. So I don't. I guess the gameplay just isn't enough for me.
Well, yeah,
So
Eternal has a story. It's not really good. So um
Garbage.
I I mean maybe it's good, maybe it makes sense. It's just weird,
stuff about
stuff
it.
like why people try to summon demons. Like it don't matter.
Yeah.
Just you know that's why I like the first game a little bit more. But it still was a good game.
Yeah, man. Um, Dying Lights 2's collector's edition leaked, but everybody's talking about they're in developer hell, so it might
The
be
game ain't
trash.
coming out. It's coming out.
Man, the collector's edition leaked. They got a bunch of stuff in
They
there,
gonna get
man.
your money. They
I'm
ain't
not
gonna give you
buying a
no
collector's
game.
edition. It look they got a cool statue, but I was like,
Of
nah.
what, a zombie?
Yeah, it's like him jumping over some zombies and like he's trying to hook onto a cliff and it's like something else in front of him. So it's like it's pretty elaborate, but it ain't worth my money. But it'd be interesting to showcase. But nah, I'm straight. I'd rather have like a God of War or something like that. Maybe not Last of Us, but Horizon, like one of the robots. I'd rather have a collector's edition of that than that. So
Yeah.
I'll wait for a collector's edition on one of those games. I was going to do Cyberpunk, but I was like, I couldn't get my hands on one, so I was like, forget it. And by the time it came out and people were able to buy another collector's edition, I was like, I don't want to buy a collector's edition. Not no more. Not anymore. I feel like if I showcase it, they're gonna be like, "Bro, you 7 for them?" Like, I suppose. I already got 2 copies, and I didn't take the other one back yet. It's just sitting on my thing. I was like, I don't know why I bought this other copy. But yeah, actually, should probably do a giveaway. I don't know if people want it at this point, but somebody will take an Xbox console version. Um, what else am I looking forward to? Ain't nothing on the PlayStation yet. Not coming out soon. I think that what's that one game that they pushed back to February that they're gonna give away for free?
Free games?
They giving out that free game that was supposed to launch with the PS5, but I can't think of the name now.
Was it Bugsnax?
Nah, Bugsnax already free, and then they gave it away. It was the other game, the one with the arena car game.
Trying to come out with
Oh,
that
the
3.
car game. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, that car game.
Yeah, I forget the name of it now, but that's coming out in February. You gonna play the what's it called? The Outriders demo in February.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna play it. Cause like they had a couple trailers recently and it looked decent.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to try it out. And yeah, that made me download Anthem and try to play it. It was straight, but I just didn't feel like it was any reason to continue. But I want to play a game like that, so I'll probably play Outriders.
Yeah, something that's like got a lot of magic, and and it got like rifts and stuff. So it's like you can actually tune your world and kind of go for higher gear stuff, kind of like Diablo system. So I think I'm really enjoy it. I don't know how much time I'm gonna put into it, and depending on if like we play it together or not. Um, but I think it'll be something to get me away from Destiny at least. So I mean, I'm not playing Destiny at this point really. I'm just playing the Crucible. But that's starting to become less and less enjoyable. But at least I have something to like play while I wait for something to happen worthwhile in Destiny. Um, but yeah, Outriders look really good, and I'm looking forward to kind of going through that game in its entirety and seeing the story because they're taking their time and they're going to make sure it's right. Oh boy, it's going to feel really refreshing when you don't have to deal with constant bugs or constant issues surrounding the game, and it just comes out and it's fine. Like Watch
Yeah.
Dogs Legion. I mean, Immortals has been that way for me. I haven't had any issues with Immortals, but most of the time, most Ubisoft games have a bug. Most, um, pretty much, Spider Man was really good until you turn into a brick. You go and you can swing around the world as a brick. I think I did that once, and I was like, man, what is going on? I had just cut it off, turn it back on, and it was fine. But I turned into a brick.
It's a glitch.
It's a glitch, yeah. If you like, I forget how you started or whatever, but I was just on a peak and I ran into a wall and then I turned into a brick. And then I was like, what is going on with my thing? I was like, where's my person? And I was shooting webs from the brick. You can look it up. It's really a thing. You can Brickman. I think that's what they was calling it.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I ain't know that.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Was y'all gonna play the Persona Strikers? The
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, it looks different. Well, I mean not like different, but it's not. You don't fight 1,000 enemies because you're in Tokyo, so it's not like just a whole bunch of enemies. But it takes place after Persona 5, so I guess that's why people interested in it.
Nah,
You
if
talking
it's
about that
Persona 5 Strikers.
yeah, it's like Dynasty Warriors, right?
It's made by the same people. I from what I've seen of the combat, it doesn't look like just like you fighting a whole bunch of enemies, but I don't know.
it's
Yeah.
It
a
do got
Tecmo Koei.
like dialogue stuff like Persona where you walk around and talk to people.
Mm.
Man, you said Tecmo Koei and lost me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I've been playing that game since they had the Gundam version. They just rescanned them.
But all I know is that come out soon. I don't know if I'll play it, but
Is they gonna go through a story again, or is it like a new story or whatever? What is it like?
no, it's a sequel. Well, it takes place after Persona 5.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at the combat, they have like it pulls up a menu where you choose like Zio or Aggie and stuff, and you choose your attack and does it. So it's not like you just running in and pressing X all day. So it might actually be fun.
Nah, I'm gonna play that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think I seen a little bit of it, but people be saying they trying to like do stuff different. I guess they probably realize they formula outdated and stuff like that. So I think the Zelda they had came out with another one, like the Breath of the Wild version and stuff. But I'm just like, I can't say I'm finna play it. I ain't even got time to play the games I got. Man. I still got to beat Crash 4.
I saw Crash Nitro was like $10, and I was thinking about it. I was like, nah, I don't want that headache. Nah. I was like, I
What is
never played
Nitro?
that. Nitro Fueled, the Crash team.
Oh, the remake of CTR, Crash Team
Yeah.
Racing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was small news, but Blizzard bought them. The company that made those last couple Crash games.
Is that why they put
Toy Box, or whatever they
microtransactions
call
in
it.
there?
Yeah, they bought them and they're gonna be working on Blizzard IPs, so Overwatch and Diablo.
Bro, they put in Crash. People were downvoting the crap out of that game, Crash Team Racing, because they introduced microtransactions like a month later,
Oh
and
yeah.
you can like use it to kind of get ahead. And it was like, no, this isn't Crash Team Racing. They were going off on the reviews, people. Just reporting the news here. Yeah, but they were pretty upset.
And you got Overwatch 2 next month, Jalen.
Is it really coming out?
No, not coming out. They got the event where they actually gonna show it.
Bro, they already showed it. At least the story part.
Yeah.
And nothing's gonna change
with it. It's supposed to come out this year.
Is anything changing for nothing's changing for the balancing. It's not like it's gonna change much. All they're doing is adding more maps
have new modes,
and modes,
new
right?
characters.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm still trying to conceptualize what's the changes gonna be if that's like
nothing.
I don't know how much they're gonna change the multiplayer. For me, the biggest thing was the single player, but you don't have to buy the new game if you don't want the single player.
Yeah, because we as you said, and hopefully they kind of update it so I can get to some 120 frames. Cause I know it can do 120.
Yeah, they got it on PC. They need to add it on console.
Yeah, they can do it now with the new gen. I mean, I don't have a problem playing the game. I just suck at it, so that's all. That's one thing I'm like. It's not really fun if I don't want to put the time in to get better at it. It's just like I'm getting blasted on. The best thing I can do is be a healer and help you guys out.
Yeah, all they need to do is add another Latina for you, and then you're going to learn how to play her.
Latina? Yeah, give me another a big boy Latina. I figure out. It ain't like I'm having fun.
Sluggertron.
Who did they add in they added Loba. But she not even that. She's like the black market is fine, but it's like I need somebody that can actually do something. So I play with Horizon more. I'm like Horizon be going off. Or Lifeline. Lifeline got some stuff, but I don't know. The black market just don't seem that too lucrative for me. And they need to figure out how to boost her up. And her jump, oh my God. She needs to really figure that out because Pathfinder is way better at the jump. They're like getting around with traversal. It's too slow. So, but yeah, I mean, Overwatch is going to always be Overwatch, and it's going to always be well balanced and ready to go. But I just feel like I did not move with the crowd on that one. Went the opposite way. So.
Ain't play Overwatch, yeah.
You played it in a minute?
I played it yesterday, I think. I played one match in the morning. I ain't played today. I got they had the whatchamacallit event. Some Kanazuka event or something. I don't remember what it was called. For Hanzo.
Yeah. Get some Hanzo skin.
Yeah.
I ain't played Apex in a while. I haven't played
Kanazaka, that's what it's called.
Yeah, I need to get back to some of those games. I was gonna play God of War again. I actually sat down and watched an entire hour and 56-minute documentary on that game being made. And I never disrespect a developer ever again because they go through like way too much to make these little games, and then they come out, people playing for a month, and then it's on to the next thing, and people judge it, and it's just like they spent 5 to 7 years making this game, and I'm like, I never would want somebody to take something I spent 5 to 7 years making and slice it down to a 30-minute snippet, like, and then IGN give you 5 minutes and they say, oh, it's trash, too much water. I'm like, bruh, I would go insane if I was a developer. I was like, I wouldn't even want to do it. No, it doesn't feel like it's like a passion project, right? And then you come out with it, and then they crap all over it, and then you got in the game like Among Us, 10 out of 10, and it probably took 30 minutes to make. And they making guap. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's
like
difference here.
Titanfall too?
Yeah, bro. EA was, like I said, why they go with EA? I don't understand it. They said let's put Battlefield and Call of Duty right in there with Titanfall 2. You idiots! It was just like it was like, oh yeah, we gonna just make y'all ruin yourselves. Like Titanfall 2 was definitely the superior game than Battlefield and Call of Duty, and nobody cared. I hate EA
Publicity,
sometimes.
man.
I hate EA, but Respawn got their glory. Apex Legend is the best thing that ever happened to EA right now in regards to free to play and it being like very lucrative for them, but they don't deserve it at all. The bums, they don't make good games anymore. They just they don't even they ruin Dice. They ruin so many studios.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
they
disgusting.
lost that Star Wars exclusivity now.
Oh yeah, and rightfully so. The best thing that came around them is told them Respawn having the ability to take their own IP and just do what they wanted with it, and they probably couldn't do as much as they wanted with it, but at least they had brought something good out of that entire time. They had so much time and made nothing
It
good.
was like 10 years.
Nothing good. Come on, the Force Unleashed and Force Unleashed 2 weren't even that great. They were like, yes, they were good at the time, but they weren't even that good at the time. Like Jedi Fallen Order, that's like that's peak for me. Battlefront 2, I think they had the best like overall I guess redemption story, but I'm not playing it no more.
They messed it up.
They messed it up
from the beginning.
So what is the so like EA sucks. That's just my opinion on EA. I don't really care about the company no more. I feel like I play plenty of their games, but they're not. I don't specifically say they're EA games. I just go by the company that's contributing to them. Like Visceral is trash now. Visceral should have been still making Dead Space, and they should have been making Dead Space better. They should have been making games that were like significantly, worthy of my time. But I feel like EA is just went poopy on everybody and decided to continue to make Madden 21, and even though it feel like still Madden 17, and they started to do it's just they don't know how to win. They do actually mobile games. They know how to make microtransactions happy, and they do know how to win and make their pockets happy, but they don't know how to make a good game anymore. So I feel like the faster Respawn gets away from them, the better. But I think they got the hooks in them too tight now. So I just feel like I don't want it to be Visceral over again, where Visceral was really doing good. Visceral was making really good games, and then they had to make it, 2 players. They wanted to sell more copies. They needed to get you a online passcode to play Dead Space 3 with your friends. It was just so much stupidity going on in that game, and I was just like, why? Oh, I know why. EA. So it's just a disappointing for me, at least. I can see what's going to happen. I just don't want it to happen to Respawn because they just too good. It's just too good. But I think it's gonna happen regardless if I like it or not. I think they're gonna be tainted. I think they have been able to avoid it for long enough. I think at some point we're gonna see the other foot drop, and I'm not ready for it.
Man, you ain't think Andromeda was good, man? I thought it was kind of straight. I like my dude sliding across the map and not moving his legs.
I still don't understand why they still giving BioWare money.
Man,
I still don't understand why they giving BioWare money,
Shut
man.
them boys down.
They need to shut them down for real, dude.
They finna come out with Dragon Age, Andromeda.
They need to shut them down, man.
Dragon Age Sleepy Edition, man. That multiplayer, man. Like that, you be like, man, I don't know if it's like if this game boring, I'm falling asleep, or I'm just tired, man.
Oh man, I just know that they will really they will ruin some studios, and it's like it's not fair, but that's what they do, man. That's what they're known for at this point. Even like even like the indie stuff, man. It's like ridiculous, dude. Like Plants vs Zombies, Patter for Neighborville. The first one was amazing. The GWZ, and then they just start adding microtransactions after microtransactions until it was a shell of a game. And it's just like, you guys freaking suck, man. I already know what they're gonna do.
2? Same thing.
Bro.
Microtransactions.
Man, dude. I don't know what's wrong with them people, but they really know how to grind my gears. I can tell you that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We at the 120 mark. I'm gonna leave it at that. Tune in next time, people. Thank you guys for listening as usual, making it to the end of the podcast. Appreciate you all as usual. Anything you guys want to say to people before we wrap?
Man, don't get y'all money to EA, man. Don't do it. 0 out of 10 will not recommend.
Yeah, I don't mean to go on the tangent, but they
You
suck.
can play Fallen Order though. Fallen Order's good.
Yeah, like I said, support Respawn. Don't support EA, but unfortunately, you have it's like it's a twofer. So if you support Respawn, you support EA, which really sucks for me because I don't buy anything else from EA. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for listening as usual again. And we will talk to you guys in the next podcast. Till next time.